Okay, so today we're going to be doing a math lesson on equal grouping with multiplication. So let's think about a multiplication problem. Let's start thinking about the problem 5 times 5. I want you guys to think on that and see what you come up with. Okay, who can share their thinking with us? Yes. Exactly. So what he's saying is that he counted by fives 5 times. So he said 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So really what he's doing is he's saying there are 5 equal groups of 5. So how do you think we could show our work? One way that you can show your work doing equal groups of multiplication is an array. An array is a group of objects that are arranged in equal rows and columns. So when we're talking about the problem 5 times 5, an array might look something like this. So with the apples, it's equal groups of 5 in the rows and columns. So you can think of it as 5 apples on this side times 5 equal groups on that side. So, what is another way that we could think of the problem 5 times 5? We can count by fives, we can create an array with 5 equal groups of 5, but what's another way we might be able to do? Yes. Awesome. So what he's trying to say is that we could add 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. And that's the exact same thing as our array. That's adding 5 equal groups of 5. So that would look the same as this, wouldn't it? We could say 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. Yeah? Okay. I want everyone to write 5 times 5 equals 25 in their math journal so we can practice writing it and seeing our problem. Okay, now we're going to have someone pass out our M&Ms so we can try a couple of these problems with a tasty treat. Okay, so we're going to be making arrays with our M&Ms to help us visualize our equal group multiplication problems. So let's start out with the problem 6 times 3. I want everyone to show me an array for the problem 6 times 3 using their M&Ms. Remember, an array is a group of objects that are arranged in equal rows and columns, which means every group has to be the same size as the other groups. Who can show me their thinking with their M&Ms? Awesome. Perfect. So what he did was he had groups of 3 in a row and 6 columns of 3. So if we know that 6 times 3 is 18, and you can make an array of 6 columns of 3 M&Ms, what's another option you could do? How else could we make an array using the M&Ms that it would look a little bit different? So here is my array. We have 3 in every group, and we have 6 groups. And if you counted the M&Ms one by one, you would see that you have 18 M&Ms laid out on your array, because 6 times 3, 6 groups of 3 M&Ms equals 18 M&Ms, right? So if we know 6 times 3 equals 18, what do we also know? Exactly, we also know that 3 times 6 is 18. So I would like everyone to take a second and write both 3 times 6 equals 18 and 6 times 3 equals 18 in their math journals. Okay, so we're gonna do a little partner practice activity here. You guys can eat your M&Ms now. Okay. And the sheet will be passed out right now. Thank you. The directions say, draw an M&M model in your array box that represents a multiplication problem with equal grouping. Then write the problem that your array represents on the line next to the array. So for this project, you and your partner, your shoulder partner, are gonna need your markers or your crayons. You don't have to only use the colors of M&Ms, you can use whatever color you would like, but we're going to draw a representation of an array. So you get to choose the problem you would like to do, and you're going to color an array. So let me do an example. The problem that I want to do is 2 times 3. So I'm going to draw my M&Ms. Here's my M&Ms. I have 2 columns and 3 rows. Yeah? And then next to it, I'm gonna write out my problem. Blank times blank equals blank. And you can have 2 options here, couldn't you? I could write 2 times 3 equals 6, or I could write 3 times 2 equals 6. They're both correct. So, as long as your array matches the problem that you write on the line, you're gonna be doing well. I want you and your shoulder partner to do all 3 of them, put your names on the top, and then I want to make sure you pass them all in. Does anybody have any questions on an array? Yes, you have to have them all the same. That is the point of equal groups. Every group has the same number of objects in it. So if you think about the problem 10 times 10, every single group is going to have 10 items in it, and you're going to have 10 groups of those 10 items. And let's think about the problem 100 times 3. You will have 3 groups of 100 or 100 groups of 3. They're always going to be equal groups when it comes to multiplication. Does anybody have more questions? Okay, then you're free to get started with your shoulder partner on your array worksheet, and then just put them in the basket and read silently when you have finished.